Hi there, welcome to our devotion today for our junior and senior high group. We are again looking at a lesson from Illustrated Ministry, and it's for the second Sunday of Epiphany, and it focuses on Psalm 139. So to start off, as always in these lessons, there's going to be a coloring page, and it's your role here as you're doing these faith formation things is to help in forming your faith. It's to guide yourself and pick and choose what you would like to do. As always, you can do everything. You could do just a few things. So you could start out, just take this coloring sheet, and it has part of the verses from Psalm 139 on it, and you can just sit and color. I've already done a little bit here. You could decide you want to do a little bit of that every day. Color something in and focus on that word or that color and what that part of the psalm means to you. So there's that resource. Or you can go in and go into our discussion questions. And so we have our part of the lesson here. Maybe if you don't have a printer at home, this would be a great thing to do. Just take this spot. You can pull it up on a computer or your phone. Read Psalm 139 and then go through some of these discussion questions. You could open a note up on your phone afterwards and even write the responses to it, write them down on a piece of paper at the computer that you're using every once in a while, or just sit there and think about these discussion questions. So we have again Psalm 139, some beautiful parts of it. You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. And that's a lot of those questions are talking about knowing in our relationship with God. Like the first one is there something you know a lot about? What is it like to know so much about it? So that's a pretty general question to help us focus in on this psalm. I know a lot about different TV and movies. I love watching TV and movies and then finding out more, how they were made, where they were made, stories about its production. And so that's something I like to know a lot about. What does it feel like to know so much about it? I just think it's kind of fun. So you could go through those questions on your own. There's a few more. And so we have this wonderful sense that is picked up in our coloring page. It says, "My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them." And so this psalm just kind of is in awe and mystery of how God has created all of creation, especially us. And so you could go through some of those discussion questions there. The activity that's suggested for this week is something that could be pretty useful too. It's to make slips of paper and put them in a jar. So I actually just tore up some pieces of notebook paper, and then you can have a bunch of them. And you go through each of these things, and the first one is to think about attributes you like about yourself. And so this jar is going to be for when you need some encouragement. And so you'll have taken the time now, maybe someday you're just feeling a little down or something that's happened that's made you feel sad, and you can go to this jar and remember, oh, I'm really funny or calm. I'm really good at puzzles or drawing, giving amazing hugs, or some of those examples on our worksheet for today. Or you might have something that you like about yourself that's a physical feature. Maybe you have really interesting eyes, cool hair. I love my curly hair, or even your freckles. It means you've gotten outside and into the sun sometimes, and that's a good memory too. So you can write that down on your strips of paper or draw something to represent it. And then the third little instruction there is writing a little bit more. What are some words people use to describe you that make you feel loved and celebrated? It can be really simple, like you're great, talented, you are made in the image of God. And so I'm saying each of those things to you so you can write those down. You are great, you are talented, and you are made in the image of God. And I'm sure there's many other wonderful things people have said to you. So go ahead and write those down too. And now, the rest of the pieces of paper, you can take some more and remind yourself of God's love by writing down or drawing things. Again, these instructions are there, so if I'm going too fast, go ahead and sit down with these and take your time. Just guide yourself through this activity. And so they suggest a rainbow, a heart, but it can be anything really that reminds you of God's love. And so then you're going to take your pieces of paper that you've written on or drawn, fold them up, and then stick them in any kind of container. You could put them in an envelope and decorate that, a jar, or even just have them in the drawer by your bed. Anything that you can do to have those available when you're feeling down, when you need a moment to increase your confidence. Just take these slips of paper out, and you can say a prayer like this. Wonderful God, you know everything about us and see everything we do. You love us exactly as we are, and we love you too. Help us love ourselves because we are your beloved creations. Amen. So that's what Psalm 139 is about, being God's beloved creation. And I want to give you a reminder that as you use these pieces of paper, don't throw them away. Keep them. You can always come back to them for those reminders of special things about you and how you see God's love in yourself and in the world. So again, this is just a sample of what you can do. You can do each and every step of this short packet. Go in and color, go and do the discussion questions, do this affirmation jar, or you could do one thing, or you've just spent some time hopefully thinking a couple seconds, a couple minutes here about your relationship with God by watching this video. So thanks for taking the time again to do that, and we'll see you next week for another devotion lesson.